Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bremster, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle by Twototenth. This is a puzzle called 160158 gap 157161, which when I first looked at the title made absolutely no sense to me until I realized this is a Renban 159 puzzle, and the title is a Renban line missing 159. Very cool. It was like, what the heck is this title? It's a series of digits with 159 missing. Very cool. So this is a Renban 159 puzzle, which I'm just going to call Renban 159 from now on or something, because that title is really, really tricky. So what else is going on? Submission guidelines, please send in puzzles. I'm getting a lot of really tricky submissions at the moment, things way above what I normally do on my channel. So, anyway, Skilling Sudoku is still happening. I'm still working on Cagey Constraints, but I'm really having to catch up on videos that I did not record while I was sick, and everything's been pushed out. I'm sorry it's late, but there's lots of other stuff going on in the Sudoku community. Check it out. Let's have a look at the puzzle. So, Renban 159, the 160158 gap 157161 by Twototenth. How does this work? It's actually quite simple if you understand 159, which I'll try and explain now. So normal Sudoku rules apply. In every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Digits placed on purple Renban lines must contain a set of consecutive non-repeating digits in any order. So all these Renban lines are tiny. This is terrifying. I was assured this was not too hard. So if the digits you put on this line, if you were to, they must be a run of consecutive digits. So, for example, if this was a 2, then this could go 3 and 4, or it could go 3, it could go 3 and 1, and this would be 1, 2, 3, and that's fine. But if this is a 2, I could not put, say, a 5 on this line, because with a single digit, this would have to be both 3 and 4, and that's not going to work. So, no. Meanwhile, and this is the tricky bit, which is the 159 constraint. Sorry about knocking the microphone. The 159 constraint is a little bit more tricky. Everything is out of position. Sorry. The 159 constraint. So what these are is these are column indexing columns, which means that in these columns, the digit that goes into any of these cells will indicate the position of the value of that column in the row. So for example, if this was a 4, then that would mean that the 1, because this is column 1, in that row would have to be in column 4. So column 1, any digit that goes in column 1 indicates the position of the 1 in that row. So if this was a 7, then that would mean this has to be the 7. If this is the 1, it's pointing to itself and it's self-referential. Similar here, if this was a 6, then the 5 would have to be in column 6. And if this were, because this is column 5, and if this was an 8, then the 9 would have to be in column 8, because this is referring to the location of column 9. That's how it all works. Hopefully that all makes sense. I have covered 159 or broken 159 puzzles before, so let's give this a shot. There is no given digits in this whatsoever. So I've got nothing to go on here. So okay, there's something going on in box 9. Okay, there is a trick about 159 puzzles, and I think I need to use it in box 9 to break into this puzzle. Yeah. Okay, 9 has to be in here. But seeing why could be a little tricky. Actually, I think 1 has to be in here as well. It does. 1 has to be in here as well. Oh, that's beautiful. That's 1, 5, and 9. Right. Why is that 1, 5, and 9? Okay, now there is an, I'm not going to mark it down here. I'm going to use up here as an example. Now, one important fact about 159 puzzles is that in each run of 3 within a same box, you will get one low digit from 1, 2, 3, one medium digit from 4, 5, 6, and one high digit from 7, 8, 9 in the indexing column. And the reason for that may not be clear, but let's think about it for a second. If, for example, I make this a 2, that will make this a 1. And the minute I try and put another low digit in here, let's say I try and make that a 3, that makes this a 1 and I end up with 2 1s. And the same is true if I try and do it with middle digits. If, say, this is a 6, that makes this the 1. And if I try and put a 4 or a 5 in here, it's saying that I'm putting a 1 somewhere in here, which I cannot do. So because these are indexing into boxes over here, if I use, I literally must have 1 1 in here, 1 1 in here, or in here in one of the rows. Like it's going to be laid out in some format, which means one of these is going to have to index into the box, into the low box. One is going to have to, which means 1, 2, or 3. One is going to have to index into box 2, which will be 4, 5, 6. And one is going to have to index into box 3, which will be 7, 8, 9. And if I try and not do that, I'm going to end up with too many 1s in one of these boxes. The same is true here with 9s. If I try and not put a low, a medium, and a high digit in here, then I'm going to end up with too many 9s in one of these boxes. Because if, for example, I don't put a low digit in here, then I'm going to have to repeat either have 2 mids or 2 high digits, or 3 mids or 3 high digits. And if I try and put 2 mids in here, then I'm putting 2 9s in this box. It doesn't work. Now, the question I need to ask myself is, what happens if I put 9 not here? Well, this becomes 9, 8, 7. Or if I put 9 on this line, this becomes 9, 8, 7. And all of a sudden, I can't put a high digit in here. So if I put 9 on a line, I've broken this 159 chain. And similarly, if I put 1 in here, it becomes 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3. And this has broken this 159 chain because I need to have a lower, medium, and a high digit. And a 1 or a 9 on a 3-cell Renban takes up all of the low or the high digits. Now, the next question is, why is it 159? So I could see this clearer than I could explain it. Is because once I put 1 in here, I have to put 2 in here somewhere because I can't put another low digit in here. So a 2 goes on this, but it can't include the 1 now, so it's 2, 3, 4. And when I do the 9, I have to put an 8 in here, so it's 8, 7, 6. So the digit that's left over is the 5, and this becomes 159, which means the 9s are in here and in here. That is bonkers. It's really clear if you've done a lot of 159 puzzles, but wow. Okay. Now, I've got another. So one of these is absolutely 2, 3, 4, and the other one is 6, 7, 8. But I've got no way of pencil marking that clearly. Now, in here, I can't put 1 here, and I can't put 1 on this line, because if I put 1 on this line, it's going to be the same thing, isn't it? 1 and 9 have to be in here. Because if... But 1 and 9 have to be in here. Because if I can't put 1, 9 here because I've already taken them up in the column, they're already down here. This is a 159 triple. But if I put 1 here, I go 1, 1, 2, 3, and I don't have a low digit. If I go 9, 8, 7, I don't have a high digit. So 1 and 9 are in here. And if I put a 2 on this, if I put a 1 is definitely here. If I put a 2 on this, it's going to go 2, 3, 4. And that will be broken. So surely I have to put 2 here. And if I put 8 on this... Oh, hang on. Could I put 2... Wait, no, that's not true, because I could put 1, 2, 9 here. I can't put 2 on here, but I could put 2 here. Ah, that's a little more tricky. So maybe the question is, where does the 5 go? Well, it means 1 and 9 are up here. But if 9 is here, one of these is 7. 9 has to go here, so one of these is 7. Now, if I do 8 and 7... No, I can't do 8 in here now. Oh, that's cool. I can't put 8 in here because that would give me 2 high digits. I can't put 8 on this Renban line because if I do, I need to put a 7 on it because I don't have a... I can't put an 8 on this Renban line. I can't put 8 here because I have 2 high digits. So this is 189. So 1 and 9 are up here. Hang on, 1 is in here. So 7 is in here. And surely this could be 2, 3, 4. No, I can't put a 2 on this now, because if I put a 2 on this now, this becomes 2, 3, and I haven't put a low digit on here. I need to put a 2 on this. And I can't put another low digit, so this becomes 3, 4, 5, and this is 2, 6, 7. Which means the 9s are here and here. And this is actually known. 3, 4, and 8, which makes sense. I could have put the 8 up here straight away if I'd been thinking. I can also put 8 in here. I should have thought about that sooner, and that would have simplified this. Sorry, this is using that semi-entropic property of, yeah, this, whew. So this is 3, 4, 8. So that means 9 is in here, and 9 is, I've got my first digit. I can't put 9 on this Renban line because 8 is over here because 1 is in here. So if I put 9 in either of these, then it has to go 9, 8. It's the only thing that can go on a 2-cell long Renban line with a 9, but the 8 is over here. So there's no 9 there. That is a 9. These are not 9. That is a 3. 4, 8, which means there or there, which is what I've got. But that can't be a 9. Because if that's a 9, this is a 9, 8, 7 line, and the 8 is in here. So that's not the 9 either. This is the 9. So this is the 8, this is the 4, this is the 9, this is not the 9. And that all lines up. This is not the 8 anymore, because if that was the 8, this would be the 1, and it sees an 8 and all sorts of reasons why that would just not work. This line can't have a 1 on it because it'd go 1, 2, 3, and there's a 3 in the box. That's not the 1. This is the 1, which means this is the 8, and this is not the 8. I can't put a 2 on here because I need to go somewhere on the Renban line, and I can't because I can't go up or down. So that's the 2. This is 5, 6, 7. That's not a 5 because the 5 is in here. This puzzle is nuts. So one of these had to be 2, 3, 4. And the other was 6, 7, 8. So if that's 2, that could be 3, 4. Can that be 2, 3, 4? No, I don't. This one can't be 2, 3, 4 because I can't put 3 or 4 in those cells. So this would have to be the 3, 4. This is 3, 4. This is 2. And this is 6, 7, 8. That's not 8. Those line up there. 8 must be in there. None of that does anything for over here that I can see. Okay, I need to find something else. But this is very clever. I just have... So I've got the 9 in here. So one of these is 8 and one of these is 7. That can't be 8 though, because that can't be 5 because it sees 3, 4, 5. So 7 goes in here and 8 goes in here, because if I put 8 in any of those, one of those would have to be 5, but only one of those can be 5. So the 7 is not there. 8 is in here, which lines up with this. I could have put that in as soon as I put the 5 in there, but I didn't. And we've got the 8, the 7, and the 9. How do I break into the low and middle digits in these columns? That's an interesting question. Because this was where all the 3-cell lines were that gave me pressure. Now, 1, 1... Yeah, but these are all up in here, the high digits, which I've already placed. Is it Sudoku? So... Okay, so that 8 is in here, and it's not there because of that. So this is an 8. So I have to put a 7 on this line. Can that... So this is either 6, 7, 8 or 7, 8, 9. Hang on, this is 6, 7, 8 or 7, 8, 9. That can't be 9 anymore, because if that's 9, this is 8, and I can't do it. So there's no 9 there, so this is not 7. If this is 8, this is 7 or 9. Well, if this is 8, this couldn't be 7. I can't put 7 here, because 7 is in one of those two. But that could be 9 still? If this is 8, 9, this becomes 6, 7. But this could still be 1, 2... Yeah, I'm not sure. I have to put a 7 in one of those. I wonder... Hang on, 7 is in one of those. But it can't... 7 is up here, so it's not there. That is 7. So what's the... So this can't be 9. So this is 6. So one of these is 9. But that puts 7 down here. This is not 7 anymore. So this is not 1 anymore. So 1 is in one of those two. One, 8, 9. So this is either 2, and if it's 8, this is either 2 or 9. Eight is down here? Yeah, 8 is down here with the 7. This is not 6 anymore. Hang on, that's a 2. That 7 means that's not 7, and it can't be 6 because that 7 means that this can't be 6. That's a 2. So that's the 9. There's no 2 here. This is 6. This is 7. That's 9. That's not 9. So that is 2. So that is 1, which makes that 7. Whoa. That 7 means that's the 9, which means that's the 8. Which means that is not the 8, which means this is not the 5. The chain on that is just nuts. Okay, so what have I missed? Okay, 2, 9, 6, 9, 7, 9, 7, 1, 8, 5. Okay, we're still all good, I think. So, how do we progress from here? I can't put a 2 in here, so neither of those can be 5. Is that the way to look at this? I'm not sure how to look at this. I'm going to mark up this quad because this is 1, 3, 4, or 5. And 2 of the, that can't be a 1. So 1 is absolutely down here, which means this has a 6 in it. So 1 is in here. So I've got to put a 2 or a 3 in here, but I don't know which. 5 could be up here. So this could be a 6. Otherwise 6 is in here, and that would be useful. Ooh. I get the feeling it's going to be like this. Once I make the deduction, this is fascinating. 5 has to be in one of these two, but that just means 7 is in one of those two. If this is 7, this is 5, this becomes 6, 7, and that could be anything. This is 7, this is 5, these become 6, 7. So if this is 7, this is 5, and this is 6, if this is 7, this is 6, this is 5, so this becomes 7. Hang on, if this is 7, yeah, that all works. Hang on, that 3 means that's not 3. So 3 is down here. Hang on, 1 and 3 are over here. 2 is in here, not there. That means 5 is in one of those two. Because I need to put a low digit in here and 2 of the low digits are taken up. So 5 is in one of those. There's no 6 in here. So 6 is... Hang on. If 6 is here, 5 is in here, which could work. But if 5 is in here, 6 is... Hang on, if 5 is in any of those... If 5 is here, 6 is here. If 5 is here, 4 is here. If 5 is in here, this becomes 4 and 6. And all looks okay. Can I do anything with this? 2 and 9 are in there. So that means I've got to put 1 and 3 in those. Well, I can't put 1 and 3 up there. So this has to be middle or high. So it's 4, 5, or 7 only. Because I can't use 6 and I can't use 8 or 9. So this is only 4, 5, or 7. So 5 can't be there. Because I can't put a 6... So 5 or 7. 5 is only in one of those two spots. There's no 4 here. This is 1, 3, 5 now. Which means this is 2, 6, 9. Without 2 being there. Which means I know what these are. 4, 7, 8. Which means, yeah, I already had 7 up here. 2, 6, 9. It's not quite roped. 2 has to be, that's 2. 2 is in one of those two, but that 2 sees that, so that's 2. This is 5, 6, or 7 now. Well, it's not 5, because I know 5 is in one of those two. What else can I do up here? 1, what are these? These are 1, 3, 5, and 7. There's no 7 there. So 5 is there, which is okay. There, which seems okay. This can't be a 5 because that can't be a 4. And that can't be 7. This is 1, 3, or 5. Which I could have got by the fact that 7 had to be up there. Okay, fine. 1, 3. So this is a quad. 1, 3, 5, 6. There's no 1 or 6 here. But 5 has to be in here. So 4 is in here. I am not doing this efficiently, but you know what? Okay. So there's a 1 or a 3 in here with the 4 and the 8 because I can't have both 1 and 3 up here. So 5 and 7 are up here. So 5 up here is self-indexing. So 5 is, yeah, I've got that from the pencil marks. 5 is down here. And 1 or 3 is in here. Which means 5 is in one of those. That is not an 8. Because if that's an 8, that's a 7 or a 9, and it can't be either. So 8 is in one of those two and in one of those two. So 8 is in one of those two. If that's an 8, that's a 7. How to break Bremster's brain in one easy Sudoku. It's not an easy Sudoku. It's a Sudoku. How have I not broken into this yet? There'll be indexing I'm missing. I'm sure of it. Two is over here. Is that a 2-7 pair? No, I've already got the 7. It's not a 2-7 pair. I'm just completely blind at the moment. So this Renban feels weird to me. So what can this be? It can be 3, 5, 6, or 8. So 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. So there is a 4 and a 7 in here. That can't be a 7. So 7 is in here somewhere. Can't be a 7 because that can't be a 1. Can that be a 7? 7, 6. No, that can't be a 7. That can't be a 7 because this would have to go 7, 6 because I can't do 7, 8 and 7, 6 would break that cell. That right there is a 7. So these are 1, 3, 4 and 5. Now, that puts 7 in one of those, which means that is not an 8 anymore. That is an 8 because if this is an 8, I can't put a 9 or a 7 next to it. So that's not the 8. Now, that 8 doesn't do much. 7s are now lining up though, which means that right there is a 7. This is not 3 or 5. That's a 6. That's a 1, 3, 5 triple. That is a 6. So this can be 2. Oh, well, that's a 6. So this is not a 6. This is 5 or 7. That's fine. 6 is in one of those two, but I mean, it's probably phenomenally important and I'm just not seeing why. 1, 3, 4, 5 is exactly what I need to be able to do indexing here. What haven't I placed up here? Just 2. But no, that thought was wrong, so I'm not even going to continue it. 1, 3, 5, which is correct for 5 placement. Yeah. So that can't be a 4 because that can't be a 5. So this is a 4-8 pair, okay? Because I can put 5s there and I can put 5s there. This is a 4-8 pair, so this is from 1, 3, 5 for the box. That could be a 5, that could be a 5, that could be a 5. That's now all fine. But that's a 4-8 pair, which means 5 is there and there. Okay, I'm going to pencil mark these because I'm over pencil marking and losing my mind. But it does mean 5 is in one of those two. If 5 is here, this is 1. And then these become a 3, 4 pair. If 5 is here, this becomes a 3, this becomes a 4, this becomes a self-indexing 1. So this is either 1 or 5. Is that correct? Because if 5 is here, this is 3, this is 4, and yeah, this is 1 or 5. If I could now... If I could reduce 4 from being there, I'm again missing indexing, I am sure. There's no 7 in there. Three, four, five, six. Not sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all up here. Eight is in one of those two, but that just enforces that's an 8. Okay, I can't put a 2 in here because they both see 2s. Can I put a 3 there? No, I can't. So this has to have the 1 in it. This is not... Okay, so the self-indexing one is somewhere in here because I can't put a 2 in there and I can't put a 3 in either of those because I can't put a 3 there because if I put a 3 there, I proved that had to be 1 or 5 and I can't put a 3 there because that can't be a 1. So the self-indexing one is somewhere in here. So this is not a 1. Which means I only put 2 or 3 in these. That... So in here, I've got to put either a 5 there or a 4 there. So this can only be 1 or 4. Five is in one of those two. It can never be over here, but I've already got that. Five? That's not a 5. Because I know 5 is up here with 7. 5 is in one of... 5 is self-indexing up here. Can that be 4? So this is 3, 4, or 5 only. I've hit that mid-puzzle bit where everyone screams at their screens because I'm not seeing something they are. So I don't have much on this, but can I eliminate any of these? If this is 1, this is 2, but 1, 2, 3, these would be 4, 5. And this, or this would be 5, 4. This would be, yeah, hang on. If this is 1, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. This would be 1, 3, and that'd be broken. I can't put 1 here because then this would have to be 3 to index the 1. This is not 1. Okay, not 1. So 1 is in here. This is not 3. Undo what I just did and then remove 3. So this is 4 or 5 only. Which means this can't be 5 because if this is 5, this is 4, and then I've broken that cell. So this is 3 or 4 only. If this is... which now I've lost all my indexing capabilities. So 1 is in one of those two, which means it's not there, which means this is not 5 anymore. 1 now has to be in here. So this is 1, 2, or 3. It's not 1. So 1 is in one of those two, and it's not there because it's not next to 2 or 3. This is the 1, this is the 2, this is not the 2. This is 3, 4, or 5. And it's not 4, so it's odd, so that's the 4. That's the 5. That's the 3. 5 makes that 1, which means that's 3. That is not 3, and I've got a 5, 7 pair. Woo! And I've still got this, which doesn't resolve itself. But this is a 3. This is a 5. This is a 1. This is a 4. This is an 8, which makes that a 5. 3 makes that a 5, which means that's a 1, which is self-referential. That becomes a 4, which fits that 1. This is a triple now. 2, 3, and 8. There's no 2 there. There's no 8. There's no 8 there. Sometimes I wish the keyboard would do what I say and not what I actually type. That 3 makes that a 2, so this is a 3, 8 pair, and that 8 resolves it. That's 3 and that's 8. This has to be resolved, right? Yes, that's 4 and 3. That was intense. 2, I can't put 2 on the Renban because I don't have 1 or 3. 2, 5, and 4. That means this is not 2. This 5 means this is 2. That 4 doesn't do anything. That's 2. That 4 means this is 3 and this is 4. So this is 8 and this is 4. This is now 8. This is not 3. Wait. Well, don't wait. Just keep watching. This is 6 or 9 because it's 1, 5, 6 or 9, but it sees 1 and 5. So this is 6 or 9. So this is not 9. So these are indexing those two cells, and it doesn't actually tell me much. If this is 1, this is 9, this is 6, this is 5, and that all works. If this is 5, this is 9, this is 6, this is 1, and that all works. Okay. So what is this? 1 and 7? So one of these, yeah, that which means that these are 3, 6, and 9. I need something to break this open. Oh, that's not a 5. That's not a 5. So if this is a 9, it's self-referential. 9 has to be in one of those two. That can't be a 3. If that's a 3, that's a 1, and that is broken. It's the same trick as up here. This is not a 3, so this is the 3, which means this is the 1, this is the 7. This is not a 1 or a 3, so it's a 5, which means that is a 6, that is a 9, which means that's a 5, that is not a 5. This is a 7, so this is a 6, which jumps up making that a 7, and I'll do 5 and 6 and 7 and 5. It's 9 makes this a 6, which makes this the 1, which makes this the 3, which makes this the 9, which hopefully points over here to a 1, which makes this the 9. And that is the 5 long, 3-digit Renban thing by Twototenth. Wow. That had some of the weirdest indexing stuff. And if people needed my help for the break-in on that one, then I do not. Yep, I get it. That was insane. And again, I honestly feel if this was a Bremster puzzle, I would have tried to figure out whether I could hide it up there. But with indexing puzzles, grids aren't symmetrical, so it may not have been possible. I've done no investigation on that whatsoever. This may have only worked down here. That's really, really cool. That was fun. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you're enjoying the videos. Same as always, please remember, I hate saying this, please remember to like and subscribe. YouTube algorithm made happy. And yeah, check out the other content in my other playlists and stuff. And yeah, as always, good luck with your solving.